What's going on, Space Monkeys? Welcome to Political Fight Club. Quick episode here on some actual news, not making fun of anyone for once. I want to talk to you guys about something I saw on Breaking Point and on Secular Talk, and I'm just kind of passing the word along. If you guys remember back when COVID first hit, the first people to get all of the money in the bailouts were actually the corporations. And most notably, the things that were getting a lot of flack that Trump bailed out were like the casino industry. Other things that were ridiculous, like, different parts of entertainment industry were getting bailed out before the people were. But I think everybody unanimously agreed that, we needed to still bail out some industries that we didn't want entirely going under, and one of those was the airline industry. Now, American Airlines, they got $6 billion in bailout money via direct grants and zero-interest loans, and then they applied for another $5 billion from the Treasury. And as far as I know, they got that one as well. So they made over $10 billion in bailout money before any of us even got a dime. And now they are just announcing, and I'm going to read to you from ABC News, that they're canceling a shitload of flights because they don't have enough workers and their planes aren't flying well, and they're having what are called maintenance issues. So let me read to you here, guys. As of Sunday afternoon, 123 flights were canceled Saturday, 178 Sunday, and 97 canceled for Monday, largely the result of a high number of sick calls combined with maintenance and other staffing issues. American Airlines told ABC News that most of the cancellations are on the A320 and 737 aircraft, but that it may continue to cancel at least 50 to 60 flights a day for the rest of June and 50 to 80 flights through July. So they expect it's going to get worse, and it probably is. So my question is, where did all that fucking money go? $10 billion was given to them before it was given to any of the people. And do they use it to make sure that they maintain their planes and maintain their staff and make sure that they can handle the demand for flights? No, they didn't. What they did is they allowed their CEO, Doug Parker, to make $11 million and did over $1 billion, I think it was 1.3 or $1.4 billion in stock buybacks and dividends for their shareholders. And now we've allowed the privatization, the capitalist part of our system, to basically run itself into the ground, because now it's proving that this private company can't handle what we are asking of it, and it needed to be bailed out about a year ago, to the tune of tens of billions. So Kulinski made a great point on Secular Talk, and I 100% agree, and I think we should pass this idea along, and this would be fantastic if we could get it done in this country. I highly doubt we can. But if a company takes a bailout from the government and then lays off any of their workers, they should be immediately nationalized. And I didn't even mention, you guys, they gave their CEO $11 million and laid off 30,000 workers last year. So they basically took all of their money and ran from the government. They didn't use it to maintain their business. They didn't use it to maintain their staff. They just basically lined the pockets of the CEOs and the shareholders and then ran away with it. So I agree with Kyle Kulinski. I think it's a great idea that if you receive grant money and then you lay off any workers, your business should be nationalized. That would be awesome. I think we should probably nationalize our airports anyways. And how that would work is you have your tax dollars going towards the maintenance and the staffing of all of these airplanes, and then you actually make sure that they're well taken care of. And as we know, in recent years, the private industry that is the airline industry does not do well. I mean, look at Boeing. Their new jets were crashing regularly during the Democratic primaries like a year and a half ago. Regularly. Remember that shit? Boeing, just all these new jets are exploding. American Airlines isn't running their company correctly either. Their planes aren't working well with the maintenance that they've put off, and they can't keep them staffed. So nationalize them. Let our tax dollars go towards it. Even Rand Paul, somebody who is a free market capitalist, like laissez-faire capitalist, he would say, yeah, fuck American Airlines, don't give them a bailout, let them go under, and let some other company that's willing to do things better take their place. So even he is against bailing out these companies. And you know why we do it, guys? I'm reading Matt Taibbi's book Divide right now. I'm going to do the first chapter coverage tomorrow. But it's very interesting what he's talking about in the first chapter that we'll delve into deeper is the reason that CEOs of big corporations don't get sued and don't ever end up in jail in this country is twofold. The first reason, and the reason I'm going to use right now for explaining this, is that they use a human shield, which is their workers. And they say to prosecutors in the government, hey, don't let us go out of business because otherwise these 100,000 people that we employ will be jobless. So they use the human shield, have empathy on my employees. Don't make the company go under by getting me and then having all of my employees be punished for what the higher-ups did. Second part is that they have built into their clauses built into their contracts that allow their companies to pay their legal bills for them, making them able to use all of the resources available to their company available for them financially to defend themselves in court, which makes it impossible to prosecute them. That first reason, though, that's the reason that the American Airlines, they would beg for a bailout, say, hey, don't let us go under during COVID. We need to keep all this staff on. And then they go and they fire 30,000 people in a year, and then let their CEO and all of their shareholders get away with absolute highway robbery with bailout money. So, since we know that that's the way that they're always going to be, you give a bailout to all of these companies, and a lot of them are going to turn around and fire their workers anyways. Don't let them use the human shield argument. Call their bluff, or just nationalize them. That way you can keep all those people with their jobs. They'll probably get a lot better wages. They'll get better benefits because the government will be paying for that stuff via our tax dollars. And, private entities are proving over and over again that they're not to be trusted and that they absolutely get, bailed out by the government at every turn under the premise that, oh, you got to keep all of these people that work for you in a job. And then once they get bailed out, they turn around and fire everybody anyway and give all their CEOs all the money. So I say we let our tax dollars take care of things like this, along with all of the other infrastructure that we have, like, public transit. Nationalize it. There doesn't need to be any private taxi companies or bus systems or subway systems. No. Make it all public. Same thing with the airlines. Just nationalize it. That's a great idea. Because if we keep allowing private companies to do this, our planes are going to keep exploding and they're going to keep getting bailed out every time there's a crash, even though they're not running their companies the right way and are not treating their workers the right way and are not even making sound financial decisions. They just take our money and run when they get bailed out. So I'm going to post a couple of links below, guys. This is business as usual in corporate America, and it's really, really sad. But next time there happens to be some sort of crash, and it is coming, the bubble's going to burst here sometime soon, and there's still more COVID variants we got to deal with, and I don't think the U.S. is going to take that serious enough until it hits us again. We're already seeing this in 3 or 4 other countries where there's a new variant that is causing 40 to 50% of new infections. It's coming. There's going to be another crash. Next time, let's bail out the people and not American Airlines and the private CEOs, because they're just going to take the money and run and lay everyone off anyway. Keep fighting the good fight out there, guys. I'll talk to you later.